Coco Chanel, the founder of Chanel, once said, "There are people who have money and people who are rich. Some people look glamorous, wearing branded clothes and luxury bags, but in fact, they can't make ends meet every month and can only pay the minimum due credit card." In today's video, we will tell you 8 big reasons why even after earning a hefty paycheck, most people still find themselves broke and in need of money. 1. You have no budget. The biggest reason why an average middle-class person remains broke most of his life is that he has no clue how much to spend. However, this is only the symptom of the being broke disease. The root cause is not knowing where your money is going. Most of us do not maintain a financial notebook, an expense spreadsheet, or a monthly budget. We think it is too tedious, but it is also the reason why we are broke all the time. We don't know when the money comes in, when it goes out, and what we all spend it on. If we start keeping track of our large expense heads, we'll know where our money vanishes, and maybe even control some of these expenses by creating a budget. But being unaware of our expenses traps us in the clutches of being broke. Our money goes out as fast as it comes in, leaving us broke. 2. You try to look rich. One of the biggest issues with broke people is that they have a hard time living within their means. We buy expensive sports cars just because our colleagues have them, when our commuting needs can be met with a much more affordable car. Author David Ramsey sums up this behavior really well in his best-selling self-help finance book, The Total Money Makeover, a proven plan for financial fitness. He says, "We buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like." This one line is an eye-opener if you really want to improve your finances. Next time you are tempted to buy something beyond your means, don't think in money terms. Start converting your money into hours you need to put in earning that money. Let's look at an example. Suppose you are tempted to buy the latest iPhone costing around $2,000. You earn $1,000 a month, working 8 hours a day for 22 days. So, you spend 22 times 8, 176 hours to earn that $1,000. This means your hourly rate is $1,000 divided by 176, $5.6, and your daily income is roughly $45. This also means that you need to work 2,000 divided by 45, 44 days to be able to afford that $2,000 iPhone. Whereas a $100 phone will require only 2 to 3 days of your limited time. If you don't even use all the features of an iPhone, you are smart enough to understand what its true worth is to you. You need to choose whether you are working to achieve a temporary status symbol or to live a comfortable and carefree life with your loved ones. It is always easy to get swayed by what's trending or enter into a show-off competition in your social circle. But it is very difficult to stay disciplined and only spend on the things you really need. 3. You have expensive habits. The biggest outcome of not being disciplined with your money is you pick up expensive habits. Smoking, drinking, and eating out several times a week all add up to your monthly expenses that keep you broke forever. We feel what can $200 in savings do? So we keep on living the expensive lifestyle. Also, not keeping track leads us into adding more and more such habits. Sometimes it is the social pressure, while other times we justify by saying we work hard and we can celebrate every once in a while. However, simple math will tell us if we can cut down on these expensive habits, we can save huge loads of money. Let's see how. In the US, a 20-cigarette pack costs around $7. According to the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, the average daily consumer is 14 cigarettes per person. That means in a month, an average smoker smokes 14 times 30, 420 cigarettes, which translates to 420 divided by 20, 21 packs, costing 21 times 7, $147. By giving up smoking, you can save $147 a month or $1,764 a year. Now think of simply putting this amount in an 8% index fund each year. In 50 years, you will have a whopping $1,012,130.56. That's enough to buy a Ferrari. Why smoke it all away? So, you see, every small saving adds up, and having expensive habits not only costs us now, they add to our medical bills later. 4. You have bad debt. As average middle-class individuals, we don't understand one basic thing about money. It's all connected. Your one action leads to another, and finally, it all leads you to debt. Our expensive habits leads us into maxing out our credit cards, the bad kind of debt. Good debt pays itself off and makes you money, while bad debt sticks around, burning a hole in our pockets. The worst part of owning a credit card is it creates an illusion of us having more money than we realistically do. We feel we can buy now and pay later. And soon, without realizing it, we spiral into a debt trap because we have no way of paying off our credit card debt. Soon, it starts attracting a massive 20% interest rate, adding more debt to what we started with. But it doesn't end there. Overburdened with debt, we have no money saved up for emergencies, and medical emergencies don't consider whether you are rich or poor before striking. While rich have enough saved up to fight the emergencies, the poor are forced to take on more debt. Therefore, taking on more and more unwanted debt can be extremely dangerous for your physical and mental well-being. This is why most financial advisors recommend paying off your student loan before you are 30 years old. If you want to find out how much money you should have saved at every age, watch this video on our channel. 5. You don't have financial goals. We have all felt this at some point in our lives. Having a goal is just like having a motivation. While this is true because we strive harder to achieve our goals, the converse of this is also true. Not having any goals means having no motivation to uplift our lives. And when we don't think about our future, we end up spending every penny we earn. The consequences of such a spendthrift lifestyle can be horrifying. We live in debt our whole lives, retire with no money, and burden our future generations to pay off our debts. Meeting our financial goals not only gives us a sense of achievement, but also keeps us a check on our expenses. Just like paying off your student loan by 30 is a net worth goal recommended by most financial gurus, you can have your own financial goals too. These could be owning a house by your 40s or retiring by your 50s. Whatever your life's goal, saving and investing for it will definitely prevent you from being broke. 6. Gamble your present and future away. We have all heard about the most famous lottery in the world, Powerball. At times we have also felt lucky, thinking the ticket we have in our hands is the ticket that will win the jackpot. But do you know the chances of your winning the jackpot are next to impossible? Well, the odds are 1 in 292,201,338 to be precise. Even if this doesn't stop you from buying your next lottery ticket, pay very close attention to this next stat. According to a study conducted by the Journal of Risk, poor people spend much more on the lottery than the rich. The study also pointed out that people earning below $13,000 spend at least $1,100 annually on lottery tickets. Similar studies have been conducted time and again for almost every form of gambling, including slots and your favorite Friday night poker game. They all have similar findings. The poorer you are, the more you gamble, and the more you gamble, the more time you spend being broke. To get out of a gambling addiction, think in terms of the same smoking example. If $1,764 of annual savings could get you $1 million, $1,100 can also bring you a lot closer to that mark. So, why gamble away your chance of becoming a millionaire? Instead, start investing in tiny sums. You will find your finances improve tremendously in no time. One really good way of disciplined investing is maxing out your Roth IRA account every year. Not only do you save your money, but if you withdraw after the age of 59 and a half, you don't pay any taxes too. 7. You don't know how to invest. For most average middle-class people, investing seems like a distant dream because of 3 reasons. 1. They have had no financial education. 2. They are scared of losing all their money in the stock market. 3. They think they need $1 million to start investing. While none of this is a valid reason to stop you from investing, they are all very valid reasons for keeping you broke. The reason behind this is that the money you leave uninvested in your bank account gets you negative interest compared to inflation. Also, with more money at your disposal, you tend to spend more on the things you don't need. Whereas the money you invest not only prevents you from impulsive buying today, but also safeguards your future. Also, if you know basic 6th grade compound interest, you will not find finance and investing very complicated. And neither is it too risky if you invest in the right vehicles. Finally, you can start investing through low-cost S&P 500 ETFs for as little as $400, so you won't need $1 million to start with. Investing in the S&P 500 means that you put your money in the top-performing 500 companies in the US, bringing your risk to the minimum. Otherwise, you can even invest in government-backed securities that offer a sovereign guarantee but offer lower returns due to lower risk. 8. You stick to what you know. For most people, school ends the day they get their degree. But times change every second, and so does everything around us, including how people earn money. Therefore, learning should never stop if you aim to stay relevant for the foreseeable future. In our parents' generation, a single income stream from a safe and secured 9-to-5 job gave enough to run a family of 4. But today, things have changed a lot. According to Indeed, an SEO specialist can earn close to $45,000 annually from his home office and one computer setup. However, most traditional jobs, such as those of a legal secretary or a telemarketer, are disappearing faster than you know. In such times, not upgrading your skills can make you obsolete tomorrow and leave you broke forever. Keeping an eye out for opportunities and constantly upgrading your skills help you rise up the corporate ladder, prevents you from losing your job, and staying relevant even in the changing times.